My name is Matt, and I live for moments like these.
Guys, I killed the biggest buck of my life this morning.
I'm far from an expert, but using persistence and a little bit of luck, I'm able to make some pretty cool things happen. I do my best to capture the entire harvest, the kill, the prep, and my favorite part, the meal. Because to me, it's more than a hunt. It's man versus deer.
He is a mass monster. Holy cow. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to check out a man versus deer video. I post a lot of catch, clean, cook style hunting videos. If you're into that sort of thing, make sure you smack that subscribe button and like the video. I'm out here today. I believe it's September 22nd. It's an evening hunt. It's kind of cloudy and overcast, about 11-mile-an-hour breeze, and we got a storm blowing in, but I've got the perfect wind to sneak in here and hunt an alfalfa field that I haven't had a good wind or an opportunity to get out and hunt yet. So there's a corner of this alfalfa field where a lot of the deer like to congregate. It's kind of where they enter and exit the field. I'm gonna try to slip down a fence line and either slip a tree stand into that fence line or one close enough to that corner that I can shoot it without hopefully spooking any deer that are in there. There's been a pretty nice buck hanging around. There's a couple up and comers that I'd probably shoot too. So before I get too close here, I'm gonna shut up and we're gonna go see if we can smack one of these. Alright guys, I'm in my tree and I'm hunting. I didn't quite make it to the corner before I found a good crossing spot in an Osage orange I thought I could get a tree into. A very small tree. I'm only about 10 foot off the ground, but I'm only about 60 yards from the corner. And then this big crossing that's behind me that I like to see deer, that I always see deer working towards, I'm only about 50 yards from it, and I should be in the path of travel there. It's rained a couple times this last week, so this alfalfa is starting to green up really nice, and there really isn't any good acorns. Been watching deer in and out of here all summer. There's about 30 different deer and a couple good bucks, so we should get something mature beneath us tonight, in which case we will schwack it. But I'm gonna start watching for deer. It's kind of getting towards evening time. Should be an interesting night. I don't have very many places I can shoot. This tree wasn't a super good tree. Got a hole here, a hole to my right, and then a hole directly in front of me. But hopefully it's the right tree and we'll be able to make one of those work. I'm excited. Let's see some deer. Well guys, it's a little after 5. Cloud cover's kind of lifted. We got clear skies. It's a little bit hot out. I maybe got out here a tad too early. Still kind of breezy. Sun's not too far away from dipping behind the horizon there, and I think that's when we might start seeing some of these deer. Been a slow, boring, hot sit so far. Par for the course for early season though. Well guys, I just knocked the first deer of the season down, and I got a lead on 2 really nice bucks. So I had a really big 8-point and a couple of smaller bucks work out into the alfalfa in front of me. Not downwind, upwind. And then I seen another really nice 8-point up the field. And something happened that wasn't of my causing that caused that entire group of deer to run back into the field about 30 minutes ago. Well, there's a really big group of does that were working towards me. I'm not very high in the air. They could kind of see that something was up, and one of them just kept staring at me. And so I picked a pocket inside of the little shooting lanes I had, pre-ranged a spot at 30 yards, and I put one in. One she dropped right there, shot her a little high, probably nicked the spine. Not sure if I misranged it or she ducked or what, you know. It's bow hunting, it happens sometimes, but she's down right there. And I didn't spook those bucks, so I'm going to be able to come back in here and get her in a way that won't drag my scent down to that corner and leave it kind of fresh for the next time I want to come in here and hunt. So pretty awesome, no track job, pretty easy haul out. I'm excited. Well guys, I had my 30-yard pin on this deer, and the arrow kind of went in at an angle, and she was standing perfectly broadside, so I think she was already on pretty high alert that she probably started to turn and duck a little bit, because that arrow is definitely angled. But she died right here, probably, I don't know, 30 seconds after that arrow went in her. Big, nice, mature nanny doe, and you can't really see it, but it's in that, that's in that little tree right there. That's it. So after my meat aged at home for about 7 days, I knew exactly what I wanted to make, and it's like a venison tips over noodles kind of deal. It's kind of similar to a stroganoff, but it starts with 1/2 of a white onion, diced up pretty fine, and we're going to slide it into a pan of olive oil that's been heating up over about a medium heat, and we're going to let those onions start to sweat down. In the meantime, we're going to grab some baby portobellos, and I'm going to chunk these up pretty thick because I like a lot of mushroom in my bite. Next, we're going to take one of the inner tenderloins of that deer and we're going to cut it up into little cubes. We're doing cubes as opposed to slicing really thin because I wanted these bites to be big and meaty. Once the onions start to get translucent, we're going to add those cubes to the mixture and we're going to let them cook until the meat is cooked about halfway through. Once that meat is cooked about halfway through, we're going to grab those baby portobellos and we're going to slide them right into the pan with everything else. We're going to give them a nice stir, and then they are going to sweat down. Your house is going to smell amazing during this process. Once the meat is fully cooked through, we're going to take some beef stock and cover everything almost all the way over. We're going to follow that with some cream and mushroom soup. This is the one that has the garlic added to it as well. And then we're going to follow that with a splash of W sauce. And then we're going to stir it all together and let it simmer for about 25 minutes. What we're looking for here is for everything to be about the consistency of gravy. This is the exact consistency we're looking for. It's a little bit, just a hair thinner than what a good gravy would be, and that's perfect for what we're after. Once we got our mixture exactly where we want it, we're gonna add in some pre-cooked egg noodles, and other than stirring this in and letting everything cool, it is ready to eat at this point, and man, it smells good. All right, guys, super excited to dig into this. I've made it many a time. One of my favorite things to make with venison. So we're just gonna jump right in here. We're gonna make sure we get one of the mushrooms on here, maybe a couple. I really like the mushrooms. We're gonna get us a couple of steak bites and then some of those noodles. We're gonna go in for that bite. That is some good eating right there. Probably gonna rate this a 9 out of 10. One of my favorite dishes to make. Very, very hearty. Really good on a cold day after a hunt. It's very filling and it's kind of savory. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's got a very mushroomy and beefy taste, very similar to stroganoff, and it's one of those dishes that if you try it, you're really gonna like it. Well guys, that's going to bring us to the end of this video. I really appreciate you guys sticking around this far. If you like catch, clean, cook style hunting videos like this one, make sure you smack that subscribe button and turn on that notifications bell. If you're looking for another couple of good hunting videos like this one to watch, at the end of this video, there's going to be a couple of suggested videos that pop up. One of them is where I harvest about 150-inch buck and I make some really good smoked deer jerky. I hope that you guys will check that out. Well guys, I really appreciate you watching this video. I want to wish you good luck next time you're in the woods, and God bless.